The day my best friend betrayed me. They say your best friend knows your deepest secrets. But what happens when she uses those secrets to destroy you? This is the story of how the girl I called sister became the reason my life fell apart. Ada and I were inseparable. From childhood, we shared everything: secrets, laughter, and dreams of the future. We weren't related by blood, but I called her my sister because that's what she was to me. She was the one I confided in whenever life felt heavy, and the one who celebrated me when I achieved even the smallest victory. When I met David, she was the first person I told. I described every detail about him: his smile, his kindness, his ambition. Ada listened with interest, encouraging me, telling me he was the kind of man who would make me happy forever. I believed her without question, because I thought her happiness was tied to mine. When David proposed to me under the stars one Friday evening, I cried tears of joy. My heart overflowed with love. And before I even called my parents, I called Ada. She screamed on the phone, claiming she was happier for me than she would ever be for herself. That night, she hugged me tightly, whispering, "You deserve all the happiness in the world." I didn't notice the flicker in her eyes, the shadow that passed quickly over her smile. If I had, perhaps I would have seen the envy growing deep inside her. But love blinded me, and trust kept me from questioning. I thought we were building my future together. As the wedding preparations began, Ada volunteered to help with every detail. She came with me to the tailor, helped me pick colors, and even offered to keep track of the guest list. Everyone praised her loyalty, saying I was blessed to have such a devoted friend. I smiled with pride, never doubting her intentions. But slowly, I noticed David changing. His calls became shorter, his messages colder. When I asked if something was wrong, he brushed it off, blaming work. I wanted to believe him, but deep down, I felt something was slipping away. By the third week to the wedding, David hardly came around anymore. My heart ached with confusion, but Ada was always there, offering comfort. She said things like, "Men get cold feet, it's normal." And I clung to her words. I thought she was protecting me, when in reality, she was hiding the storm she helped create. Late at night, I would cry into my pillow, praying for strength, praying David would return to the man I knew. And each time, Ada would text me goodnight with fake concern, while secretly holding the very man I was about to marry.
One evening, my cousin spotted David and Ada together at a quiet restaurant. At first, I refused to believe it. "Impossible," I said. "Ada would never betray me." But the evidence was undeniable: pictures, whispers, and finally, David's sudden confession. When I confronted him, the ground beneath me collapsed. My chest tightened, and I felt betrayed not once, but twice, by the man who vowed to love me, and the friend who vowed to stand by me. Their excuses sounded hollow, their apologies like knives. My world turned dark. The day that was meant to be the happiest of my life became the darkest. Guests were seated, the music was playing, but there was no groom at the altar. Whispers filled the air until I saw the unimaginable. David standing hand in hand with Ada, as though she were the bride. Gasps echoed through the hall. My knees went weak, my bouquet slipped from my fingers. Shame, anger, and heartbreak consumed me. I didn't just lose a groom, I lost a sister, and the trust I once held in people shattered forever. For days, I drowned in pain. Thoughts of revenge crossed my mind, but deep within, I knew bitterness would only chain me to the past. So, I made a choice. I walked away. I left David, I cut Ada out of my life, and I chose myself. It wasn't easy. Nights of tears stretched into months, but little by little, I found strength. I realized betrayal wasn't the end of my story. It was the beginning of a new one. Time has a way of healing wounds. In my quiet rebuilding, I met someone new, a man who saw my scars but loved me more because of them. His love was patient, steady, and true. It was greater than anything I had lost. Now, when I look back, I don't see Ada or David as my downfall. I see them as the stepping stones that led me to a better life. Betrayal may have broken me, but love rebuilt me stronger. And today, I stand as proof that what you lose in pain, you can gain in grace. This story reminds us that sometimes, what we lose is nothing compared to what God has prepared for us. If this touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Renoma Chronicles. Every week, you'll find more powerful stories of love, betrayal, and redemption stories that remind us we are stronger than our pain, and that true love always comes in the end.